What? Is Antonio here?
I, and it so please your grace.
I am sorry for thee. Thou art come to answer a stony adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty from any dram of mercy.
I have heard your grace had great things to qualify this rigorous course. Out of no lawful means can carry me. Out of his endless speech I do oppose my patience to his spirit, and am armed to suffer with quietness of spirit the very tyranny and the rage of his.
Go on and call the Jew into the court.
He's ready at the door. He comes, my lord.
Make room and let him stand before our face. Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice to the last hour of act, and then this thought that thou show thy mercy, and most strange. Then is thy strange apparent cruelty, where thou now excess of penalty which is of this poor merchant's flesh. Thou will not only lose the forfeiture, but touched with human gentleness and love. Forgive a moiety of the principle, glancing an eye of pity on his losses, that have of so late on his back enough to press a royal merchant down, and pluck commiseration of his state from brassy bosoms and rough hearts of flint, from stubborn Turks and Tatars, never trained to officers of tender courtesy. We all expect a gentle answer. Jew?
I have possessed your grace of what I purpose, and by our holy Sabbath I have sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny me, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom, and you'll ask me why I rather choose to have a wage of carrion flesh rather than to receive 3,000 ducats. I'll not answer that, but say it is my humor. What if my house be troubled with a rat, and I be pleased to pay 10,000 ducats to have it back? What? I answer, some men there are not a gaping pig, some that are mad when they behold a cat, and others when the bagpipe inside the nose cannot contain themselves for affections, and mistress of passion sways into the mood of what he likes or loathes. Now for your answer, as there is no firm reason to be rendered why he cannot abide a gaping pig, why he a harmless necessary cat, why he a woolen bagpipe, but of force must yield to such inevitable shame as to offend himself being offended. I will not answer that, nor will I not. More than a lodged hate and a certain loathing, I bear Antonio, that I follow thus a losing suit against him. Are you answered?
This is no answer, thou unfeeling man, to excuse the current of thy cruelty.
I am not bound to please thee with my answers.
Do all men kill the thing they do not love?
Hates any man the thing he would not kill.
Every offense is not a hate at first.
What? Wouldst thou have a serpent sting thee twice?
I pray you, take question with the Jew. You may as well stand upon the beach. and bid his main flood bathe his usual height. You may as well question with the wolf why he had made the Eden plead for the lamb. You may as well forbid the mountain pines and wag their high tops and make no noise. And when they are threatened by the gods of heaven, you may as well do something hard as to seek to soften that, which is harder, the Jewish heart. Therefore I beseech you, make no more offers, use no further means, but with all briefs and plain conveniency, let me have my judgment, and the Jew his will.
For thy 3,000 ducats. Here's 6.
If every ducat in 6,000 ducats were in 6 parts, and every part a ducat, I would not draw them. I would have my bonds. I stand here for judgment.
How shalt thou hope for mercy, when there is none?
What judgment shall I grant, doing no wrong? You have amongst you many of Bertie's slaves, which, like your asses, your mules, and your dogs, you use in slavish parts, because you bought them. Shall I say to you, let them be free, marry them to your heirs. Let their beds be made as soft as yours. Let their palates be seasoned with such viands. You will answer, the slaves are ours. So, do I answer you? The pound of flesh which I demand of him is dearly bought. 'Tis mine, and I will have it. If you deny me, fire upon your law. There is no force in the decree of Venice. I stand for judgment. Answer, shall I have it?
Upon my power, I may dismiss this court, unless Bellario, a learned doctor, whom I have sent for to determine this, come here today.
My lord, here stands without a messenger with letters from the doctor, new come from Padua.
Bring us the letters, call the messenger.
Good cheer, Antonio. The Jew will have my flesh, blood, bones, and all, ere thou shalt lose from me one drop of blood.
I am attainted, whether the flock meats were dead. The weakest kind of fruit drops earliest to the ground. So, let me. You cannot bear be employed, Bassanio, than to live still and right mind appetite.
Came you from Padua, from old Valerio?
From both, my lord. Will I reach
Why thus went thine eyes so earnestly?
To cut the forfeiture from the back of them.
not on thy sword, but on thy sword, as Jew, thou makest thy life key. But no metal can, no, not the hangman's axe, be a half the keenness of thy sharp end. Cannot pierce thee?
No, none that thou hast wit enough to make.
O be thou damned, inexecrable dog, and for thy life, let justice be of thee. Thou almost makest me waver in my faith to hold opinion with Pythagoras, that souls of animals infuse themselves into the trunks of men, that call the spirit. Go on the wolf, who hangs for human slaughter. Even from the gallows did fairly soul flee, and wills down, laced in the unhonored dam. Infuse itself in thee for thy desires, are wolfish, bloody, starved, and ravenous.
till thou canst rain the sea from off my bond. Thou but offence thy lungs to speak so loud. Repair thy wit, good youth, or it will fall to cureless ruins. I stand here for law.
This letter from Bellario doth commend a young and learned doctor to our court. Where is he? With all my heart, some 3 or 4 of you go give him courteous conduct to this place. Meantime, the court shall hear Bellario's letter.
Your grace shall understand that at the receipt of your letter, I am very sick. But in the instant that your messenger came in loving visitation, was with me a young doctor of Rome. His name is Balthazar. I acquainted him with the cause in controversy between the Jew and Antonio the Merchant. We turned over many books together. He is furnished with my opinion, which bettered with his own learning, the greatest whereof I cannot enough comment. Comes with him at my opportunity to fill out your grace's request in my stead. I beseech you, let his lack of years be not impediment to let him lack a revered estimation. For I never knew so young a body, with so old a head. I leave him to your gracious acceptance, whose trial shall better publish his commendation.
You heard the learned Bellario what he writes. And here, I take it, is the doctor come? Give me your hand. Came you from Bellario?
I did, my lord.
You are welcome. Take your place. Are you acquainted with the difference that holds this present question in the court?
I am thoroughly informed of the cause. Which is the merchant here and which the Jew?
Antonio and old Shylock both stand forth.
Is your name Shylock?
Shylock is my name.
Of a strange nature is the suit you follow. Yet, in such rule, that the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. You stand within his danger, do you not?
Aye, so he says.
Do you confess the bond?
I do.
Then must the Jew be merciful.
On what compulsion must I? Tell me this.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throne monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty, wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above the sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God himself, and earthly powers that then show like as gods when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice, none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and this same prayer that teaches all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which, if thou follows, this strict court of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant there.
My deeds upon my head. I crave the law, the penalty, and forfeit of my bond.
Is he not able to discharge the money?
Yes, I tender it here in the court. Yeah, twice the sum. If that will not suffice, I will be bound to pay it 10 times over, on forfeit of my hands, my head and my heart. If that will not suffice, it seems the malice bears down truth. And I beseech you, rest once the law of your authority. Do a great right and do a little wrong, and curb this cruel devil out of his will.
It must not be. There is no power in Venice can alter a decree established. 'Twill be recorded for a precedent, and many an error will rush into the state. It cannot be.
Daniel! Daniel! Oh, wise young judge, how do I honor thee?
I pray, let me look upon the bond.
Here it is, most reverend doctor. Here it is.
Shylock, that's thrice thy money offered thee.
An oath, an oath. I have an oath in heaven. Shall I make perjury upon my son? No, not for Venice.
Why? This bond is forfeit, and lawfully by this the Jew may claim a pound of flesh to be by him cut off, nearest the merchant's heart. Be merciful. Take price thy money. Bid me tear the bond.
When it is paid, according to the tenor, it doth appears you are a worthy judge. You know the law. Your exposition has been most sound. I charge you by the law, whereof you are a well-deserving pillar. Proceed to judgment. By my soul I swear, there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. I stay here on my bond.
Most heartily, I do beseech the court to give the judgment.
Why then, thus it is. You must prepare a bosom for his knife.
Oh, noble judge! Oh, excellent young man!
For the intent and purpose have full relation to the penalty, which here appeareth, due upon the bond.
That's very true. Oh, wise and upright judge, how much more elder art thou than thy looks.
Therefore, lay bare your bosom.
Aye, his breast, so says the bond, doth it not, nearest to his heart. Those are the very words.
It is so. Are there balance here to weigh the flesh?
I have them ready.
Have by some surgeon, Shylock, to stop his wounds, lest he do bleed to death.
Is it so nominated in the bond?
It is not so expressed. But what of that? 'Twere good to do so much for charity.
I cannot find it. 'Tis not in the bond.
Come, merchant, have you anything to say?
What little. I am armed and well prepared. Bassanio, give me your hand. Fare you well. Grieve not that I have fallen to this for you, for errant fortune shows herself more kindness than is her custom. It is still her use to let the wretched man outlive his wealth, to view it with hollowed eye and wrinkling brow, an age of poverty, from which lingering penance. Of such misery that she cuts me off. Commend me to her honorable wife. Tell her the process of Antonio's end. Say how I loved you. Speak me fair in death. And when the tale is told, bid her be judge whether Bassanio had once a love. And repent not that you shall lose your friend, and he repents not that he pays your debt. For if the Jew cuts deep enough, I'll pay instantly, with all my heart.
Oh, my Antonio, I am married to a wife who's dear to me as life itself, and life itself, my wife, and to all the world. I would lose all. I sacrifice them all. Here to this devil to deliver you.
Your wife would give you little thanks for that, if she were by to hear you make the offer.
I have a wife whom I protect and love. I wish she were in heaven, so she could have reaped some power to change this courage Jew.
Tis when you offering behind of that, the wish would make everything as quiet house.
These be the Christian husbands. I have a daughter. Would any of the stock of Barabbas be your husband rather than a Christian? With trifle time, I pray thee, pursue sentence.
A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The court awards it, and the law doth give it.
Most learned judge,
And you must cut this flesh from off his breast. The law allows it, and the court awards it.
most rightful judge, a sentence. Come, prepare.
Tarry a little. There is something else. This bond that give thee here no jot of blood. The words expressly are a pound of flesh. Take then thy bond, take thou thy forfeiture. But in the cutting of it, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, thy lands and goods are confiscated by the state of Venice.
O learned judge, mark you, and upright judge.
Is that the law?
Thyself shall see the act. For as thou urgest justice, be assured, thou shalt have justice, more than thou desirest.
A learned judge, mark you, and upright judge.
I take this offer. Pay the bond thrice, and let the Christian be.
Here's the money.
So, no haste. The Jew shall have all justice. No haste.
O Jew, a learned judge.
Therefore, prepare thee to cut off the flesh. Shed thou no blood, nor cut thou less, nor more, but just a pound of flesh. If thou cuttest less or more than a just pound, thou diest, and all thy goods are confiscated.
A second Daniel. I say, a Daniel Jew, now infidel, I have thee on the hip.
Why doth the Jew pause? Take thy forfeiture.
Give me my principal, and let me go.
Here's the money.
He hath refused it in the open court. He shall have merely justice and his bond.
A Daniel, still say I, a second Daniel. I thank the Jew for teaching me that word.
Shall I not have barely my principal?
Thou shalt have nothing but thy forfeiture, to be so taken at thy peril, Jew.
Why then, the devil give him good of it? I say no longer question.
Tarry, Jew. The law hath yet another hold on you. It is enacted in the laws of Venice, if to be proved against an alien,
that, by direct or indirect attempts, he seek the life of any citizen, the party against which he doth contrive shall seize one half his goods. The other half comes to the privy coffer of the state, and the offender's life lies in the mercy of the Duke only, against all the other voice. In which predicament, I say thou standest, for it appears by manifest proceedings, that directly and indirectly too, thou hast contrived against the very life of the defendant, and thou hast incurred the danger formerly by me rehearsed. Down therefore, and beg mercy of the Duke.
Beg that thou mayest have leave to hang thyself, for thy wealth being forfeit to the state. Thou hast not left the value of a court, so thou must be hanged as state's child.
That thou shalt see the difference of our spirit. I pardon thee thy life before thou ask it. For half thy wealth it is Antonio's, the other half comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive you unto a fine.
Aye, for the state, not for Antonio.
Nay, take my life and all. You take my life. Pardon not that. You take my house when you do take the props that doth sustain my house. You take my life when you do take the means whereby I live.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
For all the gratis, and nothing else, for God's sake.
So please, my lord, the Duke and all the courts, to quit, find one of his goods. I am content. So he let me have the other use, to render it, upon his death, unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter. 2 things provided more to that favor. He presently becomes a Christian. The other, he records a gift. In this court of all he dies possessed, to his son Lorenzo and his daughter.
He shall do this, or else I do recant the pardon that I late pronounced here.
Art thou contented, Jew? What dost thou say?
I am content.
Ha! Draw a deed of gift.
I pray you, give me leave from hence. Send the ball after me, and I will sign it.
Get thee gone, but do it.
In christening, thou shouldst have 2 godfathers. Had I been the judge, thou shouldst have 10 more to bring me to the gallows, and not the 4th.
Sir, I entreat you home with me to dinner.
I humbly do desire your grace of pardon. I must away this night towards Padua, and it is meet I presently set forth.
I am sorry, your leisure serves you not. Antonio, gratify this gentleman, for in my mind you are much bound to him.
and my friend this day have been acquitted of oblivious penalty. In lieu whereof the 3,000 ducats which I did owe to the Jew, we freely cope your courteous payings withal.
And stand indebted over and above in love and services to you evermore.
He is well paid that is well satisfied, and I, delivering you, am well satisfied, and to count myself well paid. My mind was never yet more mercenary. I pray you, know me when we shall meet again, and so I take my leave.
Good sir, of course, I must attempt you further. Take some remembrance of us, as a tribute, and not as a fee. I pray thee, grant me two things, not to deny me and to pardon.
You press me far, and therefore I will yield. Give me your gloves, I'll wear them for your sake. And for your love, I'll have this ring. Do not draw back your hand.
Good sir, alas, this ring is a trifle. I will not shame myself into giving you this ring.
I think I have a mind to it.
There's more that depends on this than its value. The dearest ring in all Venice will I give you, and find it by proclamation. But only for this, I pray you, pardon me.
I see, sir, you are liberal in offers. You taught me first to beg, and now methinks you teach me how a beggar should be answered.
Good sir, this ring was given to me by my wife. And when she put it on, she made me vow never to lose it, nor give it, nor sell it.
That excuse serves many men to save their gifts. And if your wife be not a mad woman, I'm sure she will not hold out enemy forever for giving it to me. Well, peace be with you.
My Lord Messiah, let him have the ring. Let his deservings and my love in all be valued against your wants and
Go, Gratiano, run and overtake him, give him this ring. And, if thou canst, bring him to Antonio's house. Make haste, hie thee go. Come, Antonio, you and I will find the Belmonts by morning. Come.